Hello, so my teacher uploaded some resources for the initial interview and how to conduct it. So I'm going to go through a few of the resources together to help myself.
Well, I'm really glad that you came in today, and it takes a lot to really come to a first appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost sound like, yeah, it did.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
Yeah, it's a lot of courage. And so I want to let you know kind of what you've gotten yourself into here. And so what we're going to do today is called an assessment. And it's really a chance for us to get to know you the best we can. So I just want to get a glimpse of what it's like to be in your shoes.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is work on your assessment together, because I want to learn about your story, and it's not my story.
Oh.
And so we are going to use the computer so that I can kind of make sure we get to everything. And so I'll type as you talk, but I'm going to type in your words the best I can. And so you are welcome to just get right up to this computer and say, well, that's not exactly what I said, but I'm going to do my best to capture what you say, but feel free to correct me at any time.
Definitely, yeah.
And if you have any questions like, well, why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Feel free to just stop me and ask about that.
Okay.
And I know this can sometimes be hard, and it can bring up a lot of emotions or difficult thoughts. And so if I notice that maybe you're getting activated, I might invite us to try to do some skills together to bring things down. But you can also let me know. And I'll also stop about halfway through and just see if you want to take a break.
Okay.
But you can also let me know if you'd like to take a break.
Oh.
Does that sound all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
All right. So just to kind of start with, tell me about why now? What brought you in today?
Just having a lot of stress, and I think anxiety. Not really sure, but I just know I have a lot of stress, and someone just recommended it'd be good, I think, to talk to a counselor.
Okay.
So.
And when did this start?
Probably 3 weeks ago.
So just pretty recent here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had a time like this before?
Maybe about a year ago. When I was finishing up school and with my other schools, and so it was pretty stressful and not really how to handle that. So.
Okay. And what really helped a year ago? Do you remember?
I don't. Maybe just talking to friends, and that's about all I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talking to friends seems like it might have been helpful then.
Yeah.
Okay. So about 3 weeks ago, what let you know that you were starting to have that stress and that anxiety?
I think interactions with my family and other people, I got really overly stressed and maybe lashed out a little bit, and I realized that wasn't me, and I think I was just stressed out and overreacting to situations.
So you really having kind of a short fuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Were they surprised?
Yes and no. I think they kind of know if I get like that when I'm stressed, really stressed, but also it wasn't really okay, so I think so.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Well.
Okay. Can you tell me how your sleep is?
Well, because I have a lot of assignments and a lot of things to do, it's probably 6 hours a night.
So 6 hours, and is that a change from what you typically get?
Well, I usually get 8 or 7 hours of sleep, but when I have a lot of stuff, it's 6.
Okay.
So.
And are you feeling tired?
I was earlier, but I'm feeling pretty okay now.
Alright.
Okay, so that was kind of a look at the first interview. So let's go to this one. This is interview guidelines. Please review. Guidelines for the initial interview. This is not all inclusive. Please use resources to prepare your proper interview. Goal: you want to begin to build a rapport with the client. Gather and formally document information regarding the client's condition. Source of information: case history located under the syllabus link. This is your client for the entire semester. Please don't make up information that is already given to you in the case history. Keep it simple and stick to the facts. So for this class, we were given a case history for a client named Oliver. And I believe I have it, yes, printed out. Anyway, so the interview is written in a dialogue format, so interviewer, client. Before starting the interview, note the client's appearance. Okay, so I think I might get my homework set up while doing this. So I'm gonna write initial interview, client's appearance. I know I've spelled that wrong, but it will correct it. And then it says the format, the interview is written in a dialogue format, so I'm going to do it that way. But, let's see here. By this I mean what the client is buying, hygiene. Does the client look alert or sleepy? Clothes fit, are they too tight or too loose? Support each statement with facts. For example, client appears tired as he had bags under his eyes and yawned several times during the interview. The last part of this sentence supports the observation. Okay, and then it says you can think of breaking your interview down into 3 sections. Introduction, chief complaint, closing. Which I'm going to. So introduction, chief complaint, closing. Your introduction should include, but not limited to, introduce yourself, position, and title. In this case, you are an intern working under the supervisor of Dr. Linda Hart. So you have to state that. So, I don't think it says that in my thing, so I'm going to make sure I have this. So in this case, I'm an intern working under I am. Oh yeah. So I'm just going to use this as a guideline when I get around to actually doing the assignments. And then I'll work it in and make it look better. Anyway, discuss confidentiality and what it means. Okay, so I'm going to go introduction, who I am. Okay, discuss confidentiality. It means explain mandated reporter okay. So explain the interview procedure, how long it will take. And then you ask about the chief complaint. So it says the information listed below is only a guideline. I'm gonna just put those down and then see what I can do with this. Actually. Okay, so I might print that out just to help me get through this section. There you go. So, for the introduction, you need these things, and this is chief complaint. The information listed below is only a guideline. Other details might be included. You will start this section with, please tell me what brought you here today. Please don't use why questions. These type of questions can come across as judgmental and can work against building rapport you're trying to establish with your client. Typically, the free speech answer to this question is their chief complaint. You progress with your interview from here, focusing on open-ended questions. Please tell me about, please explain, these blah, blah, blah. You want to encourage free speech. In this section, you will continue to assess the client's current situation. So, what brought them to you today versus 1 month ago? What has been going on in their life? What has changed that they decided to come to you today? Yada yada. Any past attempts. This is just some examples and stuff. Closing. You want to summarize. Tell the client what will happen next. In this case, the patient will be admitted into a 7-day detox. For the case we have on a gentleman named Oliver, I guess. Okay. So then we move on to interview summary by Morrison. So this is a book. Please note that you will not cover all of the sections listed in the interview summary by Morrison in the link below. Our client is in detox, so much of the medical questions would be asked by medical staff. See our guidelines and extension. Okay. So this says initial interview summary, Morrison. You will not cover all of these sections in your interview. Okay, so I think this is another thing to print out that would help me figure out what I'm supposed to do. But it has different things about establishing rapport, how free speech, chief complaint, openings, personal and social history, yada yada yada. Okay. And then we have this DSM-5 of substance for criteria for substance use disorder. I have my own copy of the DSM-5. So cravings to use the substance, wanting to cut down, criteria, So how to ask questions about this stuff. Interview intake. This one is for part 1, referral and presenting problems.
Hey Ron, how you doing today?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
I'm glad you could come in today for this intake. I want to explain a little about the process. I understand you've already completed the informed consent.
Yes. Yeah, I've done this before, so.
You've done this before?
Yeah.
So I understand my obligations to report certain things. Okay. So you answered some other questions in that packet you filled out with the informed consent. Factual type of questions. Information might be on your driver's license or insurance cards, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be asking you more emotionally oriented questions as part of this part of the intake.
Okay.
All right. Some of the topics we'll be covering are sensitive for many people, and you may not want to talk about it, and that's okay.
All right.
So if I stumble upon one of those topics, I discuss it, just let me know, and we don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
If it's an area that you don't want to talk about right now, but you want to talk about later, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how are you referred here to our agency?
Well, I have this friend that I've known her forever, and she told me that she was really concerned about the way I was living my life, and that, I should be coming here. So, as a favor to her, I'm here.
All right, so you're here as a favor to your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel committed to counseling?
I mean, I guess there's some things I can work on, but, they have problems that I really just don't have.
And when you say they, who are you referring to?
Some of my other friends, the friend that referred me.
All right, so there's some elements that they're observing and reporting to you, but you're not quite seeing them.
Yeah.
And you think they might not be there at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So, I want to talk about what we refer to as the presenting problem. And I know you indicated you're here because a friend referred you. But in terms of any symptoms, or any problems, issues that might be going on in your life, are any of those you can identify, you can talk about?
Well, I will admit, I do get angry a lot.
Anger? Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes when I get mad, I break a few things. I'll punch a wall, I won't hit anybody,
Mm-hmm.
so that's not a problem, but I'll take it out on something that doesn't feel pain. I thought that was a good thing.
All right, so inanimate objects are the target of some physical and angry behavior.
Yeah.
But not people.
No, not people.
So do you view anger as a problem you want to work on?
I guess I could work on being less angry. I don't think I have an anger problem, but I can be less angry.
Okay. So one of the symptoms would be anger. You don't necessarily feel like it's a large problem, but you could be less angry.
Yeah.
You'd be okay.
I think everybody can work on being a little more peaceful.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else?
Now this is something I have tried to stop before, but I'm having a problem. I do smoke marijuana a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you, a lot. And recently I've been getting into snorting some drugs.
Can you tell me what drugs?
Like Xanax. And I've tried to stop before, and it didn't work. But, I like it, so it's kind of like that. Do I really want to give it up? I'm not sure.
You seem a little more torn on that.
Yeah.
So you say a lot of marijuana. And that can mean something different depending on the person. What's it mean to you?
Several times during the day. Even when I'm at work, I'll go to my car, I'll break.
Does anybody notice that?
The place I work at isn't very professional, I guess. There are managers that I hide it from, but everybody there pretty much knows.
Right, they're okay with it?
Yeah.
And you mentioned specifically Xanax.
Yes.
Benzodiazepine. Any other drugs?
No. It's just mainly the marijuana, and then I've started the Xanax.
And that seems like it's more recent.
Yeah, within the past 4 months, a friend introduced it to me.
Okay, so that was that. I'm going to stop it here. There's still a lot more resources that the college has put out for me on how to do it. There's a safety plan template so that I'm not going in blind, I guess, trying to do this assignment. But that's it for this video.